folks. This is our last, this is the best invention we ever did, but we had one little problem. The motor we used in it was that new motor instead of the one we'd used before. It's a little small fan motor. And if you can look in that thing is melted. The PLA plastic on the 3D printer plastic. So we're going to do a remodel of it using the old motor. And we made some other additions too to make it a little better. But this is a very, very good invention. Well, Darren says we needed a better view. I said I didn't want to brag on it, but he said I want to show him what it did. This is an SM550 bathroom fan replacement motor. And you can see how hot it got. And it melted the PLA plastic and also the bolts where we went into the plastic mount. What I got suspicious of, it started hitting the side. I thought, well, maybe I just got loose bolts. So I tightened it up, put it back out there, and did the same thing. The reason it's hitting the side is because the motor mount had melted. And also, if you'll notice, this little deal right here that goes around that we've made on the PLA, the 3D printer, PLA plastic, it melted too.
Yeah, it's bent.
This gets hot, so we had to go to a different motor. Here's the, let me show them in a box here if I can.
Yeah. Well, you know, you always hear about people saying those little bathroom fans burnt down their house and got hot. I never thought they got that hot. Hey, now we know.
All right, well, this one is the new motor. I was trying to find one in the box, but I couldn't.
You'll see a little bit of sneak peek into what you'll see a little bit a minute ago.
This one is silver, and I bought two brands, one black, one silver, but they're both the same type motor. They run cool, and what they are is for an evaporator cooler in a refrigerator. And they run, the other one I had ran for 12 years, so it worked pretty good. And it was one I bought commercially. And then I made three little deals because it's a three-legged mount on it. So I had to make another pattern in the 3D printer, which I hate. No, I don't. This right here is cut for put the little light sensor in, on-off switch, and this is for the wiring that we did. So we did a little modification to the plan we had originally, and we've updated it. So this is a much better plan, and hopefully it won't melt.
It does run a lot cooler. Now, like the other one, I think we could run it out of a material that takes better heat, but it burned it up pretty bad. I don't even want to risk it. I say we use a motor that runs cooler, and then maybe we'll run out of ABS or something different. But right now, I think we ought to try it with PLA. Okay.
What are you doing, Darren?
I'm going to drill our hole, starting with the one for the night and day receptacle.
Okay, that is this right here.
I'll need a hole that size.
And we're going to put the base on it, which is that one that plugs into it. He's going to drill the hole to make it a little better.
Whew. If you don't know, stainless steel sometimes grips. Grabs a touch when it cuts through. It went through fast.
I like those.
Whew. I didn't even realize it was. Once it bit, it was in. Now we're going to do our test. Because if this won't go through, it won't matter. And make sure you keep it nice and sharp. You don't want to.
You don't want dull things.
You want to play an operation with everything you do.
You've got to do it where you've got to use a large Band-Aid.
I mean,
it's not fun.
Where's the excitement? Where's the thrill?
Everybody cannot cut themselves.
Might not go home bleeding. I mean, where's the fun?
Yeah, how can you complain to your wife? I'm bleeding, I'm bleeding.
Look how hard I was working. I'm bleeding instead of, thinking ahead. All right.
Working on the tennis racket.
That worked. Because if it wasn't sharp before,
He sharpened it up with that file, folks.
All right.
That was shimmer.
Yeah, don't sharpen it to help you cut. I'm gonna take this off so I'm not in a cave. Oh, there we go. Putting the tools back. Not that that was a thing that took me a while
We
to
got
learn.
this new set, folks. We had the Harbor Freight cheapy set, but it was all for wood. But we said, we can make it work through stainless steel. Let me write that down. You
It
can't do that.
worked. It just wasn't pleasant. All right, now I need to find the cord so I can see how big the strain relief is. Or I could just grab one of these and put a new strain relief, and look at that. I can be taught. Oh, there's the ring. All right. So,
Are you going to make some more noise?
here in a second. It looks like that is over, but not over our block. I say that's going to be pretty good. I'm going to make more noise. I'm going to try to do it before Dad gets his headphones on, just for spite and
He
meanness.
would do that.
Oh, of course I would.
I got him on. I fooled him.
All right, I'm going to come over here just because
Okay, all of you
cutting
with
it.
earphones on at home will appreciate this too.
Yeah, make sure you put your headphones on high to really enjoy the whole joy of. It can do it. It's not that. I'm just thought ahead enough that I know it's going to grab my wrist, and because of the way it's bowled, I'm not going to get a straight shot. So I'm going to force a hole through it, and then I'm going to do it again. That is night and day different.
I think it works better than the Harbor Freight one that we had for wood.
That was made for wood. Yeah, this
We're
one.
not complaining, folks. It was just a cheap set, so
Yeah, it's not really. It wasn't really the manufacturer. It was. We bought the cheapest one we could. Well, at the time we were cutting wood.
that's
Some of
not
it-
wood, Darren.
That explains a lot.
See,
That I was cutting down those telephone poles, and
he thought those
That
trees
axe got
came in
dull.
the bowls. He didn't know.
all right.
Okay, what we did on this, folks, while everybody was off camera, I put this. I got this center, which is a coupler, and this is 1/4 threads, and I screwed it into that. Then I said, I need to put the bicycle spokes in it. So I took it over the drill press, and I went over there and I drilled 2 holes through it. And then I just simply screwed this down and tightened it onto the bicycle spokes. And it was tight, but then I went back with CA glue just for safety. And we haven't tightened that onto the motor yet. We're going to have to do that before we turn it on. Well, back to Darren.
Well, another thing we've discovered through trial and error is I think I can make the wiring look prettier if I do as much as I can before I'm limited by the bowl.
He
And
has
so,
bowl limitations, that's what he's saying.
so I'm cheating and using a little bit of the failed one just to save some time. Just imagine I did all the extra
It did
work.
fail, folks, but it did kill a lot of bugs before it did. So
Well, it wasn't the design, and we used that other motor because it ran faster. We thought that'd be a great deal.
It ran at 3,500 RPM, and this one runs at 1,600. So we thought, well, the faster one would be better, but it ran too hot.
It might have killed bugs better. Just also would have killed us. Allegedly,
You mean when it melted and fell into
fell in the
pond?
water.
The fish would probably objected to it. They'd probably
Not for
write a
long.
formal- I think they'd write a formal complaint.
You know how they are. Fishes getting
They
those
got
letter
lawyers
writing
and
comments.
everything, They said it was fishy.
Again, sorry about the jokes. But you knew what you're getting
I
into.
wrapped it in paper, folks. It's okay.
Mm.
We have mentioned in the past there's been many joke survivors watching this channel.
Which implies
The one guy in the ICU was just, it wasn't related to the joke.
at least the best lawyers in the state
What he's
couldn't prove
kind
it.
is he watches our channel.
But she doesn't stay conscious long.
Well, it's when she watches the channel that she goes unconscious, you know?
He's screaming the horror, the horror. Eh. Whatever goat, true goat. All right.
He's into bulb blinding right now.
All right. So I need a little jumper for my black wire.
Just because it burned up?
Just because that motor burned up.
Folks, that motor doesn't kill flies very well after it burns up.
I mean, unless the fly gets right on it.
They have to land on it, and then it burns them up, I guess.
It's convincing them to land on it. Oh, and keeping the breaker from blowing,
When it's
too.
red hot, that discourages them, I think.
I thought they'd be going it too for the warmth.
But it's a new kind of bug killer we haven't made yet.
You're right.
Burn
Always
alive.
trying new stuff. All right, there's our lights. Now we need a motor on this, do.
And the on-off.
And then the on-off.
When it gets dark, that comes on, because that's when bugs like to come in. Didn't want to tell you something you didn't know, though.
Just these nature facts.
I told him about the birds and bees.
I never understood that part.
Well, he said they were different size. He didn't understand how they could be.
It just didn't seem, well, you know, that old chestnut. All right. I'm going to say all right a few more times.
Get it out of your
Lights.
system.
All right. We have that. I'm looking for a plug. And when you see it again, I'll have the plug.
I'm gonna turn. Well, folks, we had a cord finding session, and I was the one at fault. I had put it up. I put it neatly on the ground so he could easily find it. And tripped over.
4 hours. I mean, you missed the 4-hour break in the editing. But
Well, you know, we had that video of the grass growing that time. It was about as interesting.
and next 7 hours, paint
And the
drying.
paint drying, yes.
Yay.
That's his studious look.
That's what I'm thinking.
He got that look in library class where he slept most of the time. They said,
Put the cap
"Darren,
on
Darren."
first.
He said, I'm meditating.
I'm learning by osmosis.
Sleeping on a book under your pillow does not work. I mean, he tried to convince me it did.
Well, I had a couple teachers convinced I could do it. I think they were just impressed I knew the word osmosis.
Folks, he was charming in school. He conned his teachers into letting him get away with murder is what happened.
I conned myself out of a decent education, I did.
They said, this poor boy does not understand everything. He's terrible. Then he took one of the tests and he had a high IQ and he had to quit doing the fooling everybody. See, I told him.
One test I knew I should have been worse on. If I would have known. I had a good gig going.
Your sisters didn't believe it.
Not for a second. I never could fool them.
They beat him up every day, his sisters did. He's a little bitty, scrawny kid, and I said, he's going to be 6'2" and weigh about 245. They just laughed and laughed and laughed. And one day they came home from college, and he put both of them up and threw them in the snow, but that was after what he said. He said, now I get you. You know what the sister said to him? He said, you can't hit a girl.
Can't hit a girl. That didn't slow you down. There wasn't a rule on the other side on that. Of course, little brothers, I deserved most of it. I'm not lying. I deserved all of it. What am I talking about?
Snow.
I did get to throw him one time.
But he didn't injure them.
No.
They were laughing at the time while tormenting him still.
Yeah.
But even his shortest sister, she's still afraid of her.
Oh, yeah. Mean.
I mean, she's 125 pounds of pure terror. There we go.
I'm trying to think what I can put in here before I put it in the bowl. Could put this here. I'll strip this and I'll put it in. We'll tie it to this. We'll put one here.
Folks,
Click.
What are those? I'm just doing it so everybody get educated.
It's like a wire nut or a butt end, but it's a wire connector and has a lever on it. We got these. We're not sponsored by them, but it's a splicing set.
Oh, okay.
We're trying to make our wiring look a little prettier.
We've said many times we want to make it look good for the flies and bugs.
Well, they come up.
We're going
to kill them.
Well, we're giving them a decent burial, so we thought we'd, in the last part of their life, that they would enjoy some pretty wiring.
Yeah, they're like a spa treatment. Or
can you see them getting killed with dirty wiring over their heads?
They'd be like, "Oh, this is
It would be
horrible.
terrible to do that.
Just why even get swatted?"
Several of them said that, we let fish eat them. It's a terrible thing, but we do.
We do let fish eat them.
And the fish seem to enjoy it.
All right, there's our black wire. So I'm going to do common.
Yeah, we told, what was it? ESP, what is that pet organization called?
PETA?
Yeah, PETA, yeah. I said, there's a little animal that people are killing thousands and thousands of, and then no one really cares. And then when I mentioned it was a fly, they didn't seem as concerned.
It's a theory. I think you have to be a cute animal for everybody really to care.
You mean flies aren't cute?
I'll get in trouble by all the pro fly people.
I haven't seen a big group of those.
They watch out, they'll swarm you. Oh, that's bad. It was bad. I felt bad for saying it. Not bad enough not to say it, but, bad.
You know what a bunch of crows together are called?
A murder?
A murder of crows. I've just wondered who thought that.
Who thought that up?
This guy had to be something else to say that's a murder of crows there.
To meet this one. So it looks like I need one more jumper on each.
Folks, he was not calling you common. He knows you're exceptional.
Of course, you follow us. And please subscribe. That would make you exceptional. Why not? I think so.
Yeah. People get offended at some of our jokes, but then somebody told us they weren't really jokes. They weren't.
They're offended by our...
No, they didn't fit into that term. So
we assume...
we're safe,
Okay. So this and this.
But we offend everybody equally.
Well, that's our goal, is to offend... everyone.
If you haven't been offended.
Give us a minute. Give us a good.
Put a note down below and say what we haven't offended you on, and we'll try to add that on the next video. We wouldn't want anybody left out. They go home and say, Haley's didn't offend me today. I can see it now.
You did that one dumb joke to that one customer every day for I don't know how ever. Then that one time he did, and he thought you're mad at him. I thought that was funny.
Folks, I made fun of his name. His name was Ramon, and I said, you just couldn't spell Raymond. And I told him that every day for 14 years. And one day I didn't say it, and he thought I was really mad at him.
He asks, like, hey, is your dad okay? Everything all right? It's like, yeah,
so we've got to learn to pick on our customers.
Well, if you pick them on them for a while, you got to stay doing it. All right. I knew I said it again.
No flies being killed yet.
Not yet.
Or bugs or mosquitoes.
But they're scared. You can tell.
We need to get some exotic bug that we haven't heard of and then mention that it kills that.
It kills that?
And then people will go out and import it or something, just see if it...
Just make sure it kills them?
Yeah. It might not, and they wouldn't know until they imported one. That wild
some invasive species is all going to be brought back to us. There was this one YouTuber guy.
And one guy said, that was an endangered species you killed.
Or they're taking off great up here now. I mean, nothing kills them.
It killed all its predators.
So we've got that halfway done. We have power, common. Let's put the light. No, let's mount this in. I think I've done everything I can before I have to use these wires.
He's done everything he can before he
I
has
did
to
everything I
think.
could for it.
He tried. You know, you see
Blood,
it's
sweat,
breaking
and
for it.
tears.
There was tears in his eyes there, folks.
I worked very hard on killing flies and mosquitoes.
I
Mainly
miss one. I
mosquitoes.
can just see it now in the tears he missed one.
You never know when you will. So
That one got away. You know, he searched for years to find that fly.
that one.
Yeah, he hunted and hunted. He went all over. It flew from state to state. He traveled around, thousands of dollars worth of gas. But did you ever find him? Just one.
Well, I mean, every summer I go out looking for him. I write that off. Is that
I don't
okay?
know if that fly call that you were blowing worked or not.
Had to. I bought it from that.
I know
that,
a moose and some deer came, but
that
the
peddler
fly didn't seem to come.
at the fair. The fair guy wouldn't lie to me.
I could see him selling you several of those, you know.
Well, he did. I said, well, if they're magic, why do I need to buy more than one? Guess, well, different kinds, I guess.
He said you could swallow it. I remember. Folks, he laughed at my joke. I told a joke at work, and my granddaughter come in. None of my kids will laugh at my joke. My granddaughter came in, I told a joke. She laughed, and I said, "You laughed, you laughed." And she said, "Grandpa, it was just a courtesy laugh."
Just mean?
Folks, we have people come in our insurance office just to talk to us. I mean, an insurance office. Nobody in the right mind goes to an insurance office just to visit. It must be the people behind there. We're so crazy. They said, "Hey, you gotta see this guy. He's nuts."
They advise their friends to come out. I don't know if it's because we have
that
decent
TV
prices.
camera bothered me somewhat, and they said I'd be on 60 Minutes. I don't know what he meant by that. Something about
You looked You looked an hour later, and you
said
weren't.
he
on.
looked almost normal. That's what he said at first.
All his neighbors said he was so normal,
Yeah, he was quiet.
quiet, and
You know,
normal.
they always say that guy was quiet, the guy that just shot somebody or
Yeah.
what. He
Quiet guy, nice guy,
never caused any trouble.
never an issue.
He climbed that tree and killed the cat that one time, but that didn't.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, no one
was a
liked that
bad
cat.
cat.
It was a bad cat. And we need to secure the plate to the bowl now. We'll go on from there.
Folks, half our jokes do not. They get edited. Some of them we can't.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna be sitting there going, they edit those? There was other jokes?
There were more than one.
They didn't use it.
Well, what's
They
weird,
kept those, but
you only hear maybe one or two jokes, but there might have been hundreds of them that were deleted. Why? Worried about lawsuits.
YouTube forced us. They said, no, that's torture.
You
Cruel and
can't say
unusual.
that word, and I didn't know what the word meant.
I couldn't, that was the problem. I could never pronounce
I
it.
couldn't spell it.
I couldn't really, that's easy. I can't spell half the words.
Well, half the word would make no sense. You might as well spell the whole thing.
Well, that's my deal. I only spell half. I'm efficient that way.
And Phil told everybody on the last one that Bigfoot, the reason he never seen any photos or clear, he's just blurry like that.
That's how he looked. Okay. Now, if anybody's playing the game, how many times can I say okay? That's a bad game. Don't play it.
I'm betting on 10.
I bet I did 10 already.
Okay, folks, if you will send in how many okays he said.
That'll be funny.
All right. That's what-
All right. Yeah, not okay. It's all right. All right. All right. I do the
Well,
math.
that one movie.
I did the Matthew McConaughey, not on purpose, just because I don't know what else to say. I think I'll have to keep doing it this way.
Try not to go through your leg this time.
Well, good for the views.
Did it go in the right direction?
Yeah. I just have to pick the dullest drill you have.
Well, don't use the dull drills. They're made for wood.
And that's probably most of our problem. We have the right tool. We do. Somewhere. And we usually find it right after I'm done. I was trying to do as much wiring as I could before I put the plate on, but unfortunately, there's just no way to do it with these deals going in. I'm gonna have to put a little bigger hole, or maybe I'll just use a smaller bolt.
I didn't tell him. He thought of it himself.
I figured that out by my lonesome. Not really. Do. That's where I tell Dad it's the same size as the one I had.
It's a screw.
It's a screw. Ba-ba-doo.
That won't work. The screw won't work. That's broken. You'd have it sticking up out of the top.
I'll do it the other way. I'm thinking. Because they also have lock nuts that hold them. I think if I go in this way, it'll look pretty good on the top, and then I just put a nut on the bottom. I'm going to try it, and if it looks horrible, I'll stop.
See if there's anything like that. The last time. No.
Yeah, let's not use a screw.
Here we go. There you are.
There we are.
And here's some more. I don't know if that's the same thing or not. We try to plan ahead.
What's funny is we did. Think how bad it would look if we didn't.
I know it doesn't look planned.
It all looks very People say it's very spontaneous.
He said, "Where's my Coke? Where's my coffee?" Yeah, I mean, he's got a plan.
I had planned. I want it to go together easy. Is what I kept saying. I mean, did I do anything to make it go together easy? No. But...
He could have done this in 10 minutes, folks. He just wanted to get a large viewing audience to say.
Well, if you do it real fast, no one thinks it's hard. I can make anything look hard.
I don't think you're trying, is what I would think. It just comes naturally.
Yeah, all this difficulty just comes naturally to me. All right, we'll put a washer there to spread out the
I
force.
always use the joke he's trying to clean it up with the washer.
Ooh,
Do you notice how quiet it got?
I did. The upshot is because we have it.
One guy's going to laugh at that joke one day. You know, somebody out there will forget and accidentally laugh at it.
Well, we're optimists.
You know, like lies, you tell them often enough, people believe it. I just thought if you told the same joke over and over,
It eventually becomes funny.
that somebody would then think it was funny.
Yeah.
Are you trying to diagnose this ailment? Or
Yep. I was talking to it and it said, take this light bulb out.
he talks to light bulbs. Don't tell.
I'd like to say that's the dumbest thing I do.
No, I've seen.
Everybody's convinced that no.
Even your sisters have seen dumber things, I think.
That I've done?
It's
Nah.
when they answer back, the light bulbs, that it bothers me some. You know, that is 943 broken drill bits. I'm not keeping track, though.
Oh, good. That's the important thing, is not to keep track of mistakes.
Does my laughter bother you a lot?
Oh, I'm just so used to it, really, Dad. It's kind of weird when it's not there. Let's see if I have a hole on the other side.
No, so successfully not made a hole yet. And folks, we do have a set of diamond bits. We just can't find them right now. That's what's going on.
What's bad is that is true. We have the absolute right thing we
Where they
need.
were stored is getting a wood floor, so all of it got put in boxes.
Yeah,
We don't, and it's a strange thing. They're all black boxes, and we have to open every one and dig down to the bottom to find them. So, you know what? We decided to use wood screws, wood drills.
and honestly, it'd probably be faster if we would have gave up earlier and found them, but now we're here.
A lot of things get dropped on the floor that you don't get to see. Some of them make breaking sounds.
And we hardly ever cry on screen.
He did get in the floor and both fists on the floor and his legs kicking there a couple times, but
I threw a
thought,
fit like a
I
man,
couldn't
though.
adjust the sound just right, so we didn't put it on camera.
What didn't work? What didn't work? You know, that kind of thing. As you do.
When my kids would throw a temper tantrum, we rated them. I said Rhea could do a 10, and that's only about a 3. So they were so disappointed because they thought it was a 10, temper tantrum.
Well, and I honestly think they set the bar, they got their bar set pretty high because, you didn't have another thing to judge on. By the time I was 4th, so by the time you've seen a lot of the normal stuff, I had to get experimental.
When you came by, we said, we've heard it all, done it all. There's not much you can get away with, Darren.
That's just a number 7, a normal one. It's okay.
Look, he's doing a Rhea one. There he goes.
Oh, I was never that good.
That's his sister, guys. One of his sisters. He has 2.
Plates stay better.
That was a plate stay better operation.
And man, I guess there's just not a smarter way to wire this because I do have to have it go in here.
It couldn't be a smarter way. We did it,
I was trying to think I could do all the wire pre-wired, but I think I'm going to have to just always do it this way just because, yeah. Just because I don't know with the plugs going through the top, I can't do pre-wired with those until I'm,
Is that what you say? The cow, that's how the cow ate the cabbage, but I never understood what that meant and why cows like cabbage.
And why do they feed them so much cabbage? Isn't that bad?
It looks like it'd be bad for them.
It'd be bad for the cows and the rancher. I mean,
he going out in a truckload of cabbage,
And where do they get the cabbage?
I guess it's from the cabbage feed store, but that's all I can go.
From the cabbage store, where all the cabbages get bought.
And how did they know they like cabbage?
Oh, the reviews.
Oh, they read the new review on that.
On the cabbage use of cows.
Ah. They said our channel is not like the average do-it-yourself channel. I don't know why they say that. Something about the way we comment while we're building things. Here we take the saw and move it up and down.
Well, I think it's because we're above average is what they mean. They could mean that.
That isn't what the comments said about us.
Well, they said something to that effect. We couldn't lower their expectations anymore.
Oh, that's what it was. Now,
So that's good.
Yeah. It didn't have any real high expectations to begin with. They didn't have any high expectation to begin with, so we didn't disappoint them.
They said they could not think less of us.
Right.
I was like, look at that. That's good. Think of that. Could not.
That's good. That's the kind of thing to say.
Yeah, that's nice. People are just nice in them comments. That's what the YouTube comment sections always say. Those people are so nice. Actually, we haven't got a bad one yet. Oh, I shouldn't have said it.
One guy did ask how to spell incompetent, but I didn't know how to.
But they asked the wrong people because neither one of us can spell.
Yeah, I did have that. Rep came in, that one time. He said, now we're going to send you a little thing that's going to say how you rate us. And the guy did a real good job and everything.
Uh-huh.
And I said, well, can you tell me one thing? I said, how do you spell incompetent? He just died laughing.
How do you spell incompetent?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I'm not the best speller.
I gave him a 5-star, folks. He was that good. But he didn't know I was going to give it to him.
How do you spell incompetent?
I just serious deadpan. He didn't know for sure.
All right, so now the plate is tight.
You know, when I was in the carpet business,
Uh-huh.
I found out about 2 or 3 years after dealing with this one company something, that they would hire new salesmen, and if the salesman could sell us carpets, they would keep him on. If not, they fired him.
Oh, those poor people.
And I said, you mean I'm getting all these salesmen fired? They said, well, if they could put up with you and sell you something, we're gonna. He's a good guy.
Those poor
That is a true
salesmen.
story, folks.
Those poor salesmen. Just doing that, trying to keep things clean.
We had an advertising salesman come in, and I used what they call the Bethany close. He said, if you'll advertise me, you'll increase your business and everything. I said, if I increase my business, I'll have to get another truck, hire another employee. And I said, and pay more taxes. I said, I don't want to do that. He said, don't worry about it. He said, nobody reads our paper, and look at your tax write-off you get. I bought ads from him.
Well, you almost have to. That was good. Don't worry, no one reads our paper. You'll be just fine. That is awesome. And let's go ahead and put in the wire so we have it. And then we can do some finishing wiring. We're almost there.
I didn't like that sinister laugh. Did you like that sinister laugh?
I knew better than to say it when I said it. Because that's when you find out that something wasn't right, or you didn't hook something up, or
something exploded or melted or.
Yeah. It'll be easy.
On our flies. That way they'll come in it right.
Well, yeah. We wouldn't want to
say nice things.
Don't insult them. You know, you catch more flies with. Oh, never mind.
I've never been able to catch one, whether it was honey or vinegar. I don't know why. I put vinegar in my hand, honey in my hand.
I'm sure there's some kid's science fair project that's testing that.
When you put honey in your hand, though, they stick to it better.
Well, yeah, you catch all the bugs. They can slide right off.
So they slide right off. So I see that point. That makes sense.
I don't know if that's the point of the saying, but hey.
Well,
what else could it mean?
Where else would you put it? In a bowl or something? What, are they going to eat with knife and fork?
Yeah, people are silly. Okay. Let's go this way. And
he says this way and he does it the other way.
And then I just need to put it around to something.
We do it one of two ways, folks. The right way or the wrong way.
Sometimes we don't know what the right way is at first, or the wrong way, but we find out.
You usually tell after you start it up that you've done it the wrong way pretty quickly.
You would think.
A lot of noise involved in the wrong way too, I've noticed. You notice that? Clicking or banging.
Usually when there's that's a unique noise. That's probably a bad thing.
Sometimes it's a smell.
I actually have diagnosed many a machine by smell.
Yeah, burning things.
Why does it smell like fire?
Never smells like brownies or anything. It's always a real bad odor.
Yeah, never that electrical fire sure smells good.
Fires and say if you just make it smell like brownies,
maybe
people wouldn't even
people be pro fire then. All this anti. I still don't know why it's only up to me that I can prevent forest fires. Seems like a heavy thing to put on a 10-year-old.
He used to be Smokey the Bear. Now he's just Smokey Bear. I don't know if he got into cigarette habit or what the deal is, you know.
Well, he couldn't. He's against fire.
Well, it keeps you warm and everything. Why would he be against fire, man? I like to get warm in the winter.
My hand's going to move here. Ooh, that's still stuck in there. I thought I grabbed it. Had one little whisker there. I don't know if you guys can see it.
It's growing whiskers, folks. Copper whiskers.
That's how you know when your connector's a man. All right.
Female connectors.
Do they not have whiskers? We don't talk about them if they do.
Well, they got lipstick.
You don't mention if a female connector has whiskers. It's just bad taste.
Well, I know you complimented, complimented that lady that time. You said
She got so mad.
Yeah,
That was the best mustache I've ever seen.
I know, but I don't.
I wish I could grow one that well.
You can't compliment that way.
They get all.
Don't like
They
that.
get mad about the weirdest stuff.
I know. She threw that heavy object. It broke that wall deal on that mirror.
Poor kid. She just told him to duck, but he wouldn't listen fast enough.
I thought you was talking about some foul. I ducked, but I didn't see one. All right, now.
Black to black. No, black to red. No, black to black. Black to black. White to red. Or red to... Give me a sec. I'll get it. Do. Power comes in here. Goes in here. The black.
Back to back, they faced each other. Drew their swords and shot each other. What is that thing anyway? It's hard to make wiring entertaining.
Especially when you stop and you can't think of what you're doing. I'll
Question their ancestries at one time.
if electronics got affected by emotion, I'd have blown up machines years ago.
Did you ever notice the remote finds places to hide?
Oh, it's just shy. All remotes are shy.
Mine figured out a new place underneath the reclining chair.
Really? Mine's found a new place.
It seemed warmer there, I guess, for it, because it stayed there for some time. As I took a flashlight down on my knees looking for it. You know, when you shine the flashlight on them, they disappear because they're black too. They hide.
They hide. They're scared. They're scared of the lights.
And you can't call them like regular things. You know, say here,
Modi.
they don't come.
They don't emote.
But they don't seem to get offended no matter what you call them.
That's right. Just a small bombing run. Missed us.
I thought it's a new milk delivery truck.
In Oklahoma, they're serious about their milk.
Oklahoma dairies fly over your house and drop milk.
Scream at you. Got milk?
But you notice you have to wear a white mustache whenever you say that.
By law. That's a federal thing, not in
I
state.
think I watch too many commercials.
Speaking of which, here's ours. Kidding.
When you can say the end to the commercial joke, you know, you're pretty bad. And people don't even ask you. You just say it out loud.
They've asked me to stop. And why are you here? Things like that. All right.
When they come into the office and say, "Can you direct me to somebody who knows what they're doing?" You know,
I was like,
it really hurts my feelings.
I said, you've come to the wrong place. No, we kind of know what we're
Them
doing.
down the street.
Ugh.
And they said, they sent me over here.
But they sent us here. They said, you're only one silly enough to deal with it.
Business.
What they said is, what you do for a living, you don't want to know. All right, where is another nut for that little bolt?
We did ask the guy what he did for a living, and that's what he said.
He looked at me and said, you don't want to know. And I was like, oh, self-employed. And he goes, yes. I was like, all right.
Well, we didn't want to be nosy.
None of my business.
And the machine gun he was carrying was pretty heavy.
And that's really why I said, he has enough on his plate. I don't want to stress him out any.
You know, when I fill out that form, one of the times they ask where you work and all that, I'm going to put, what does he do for a living? I'm going to put dope dealer. And I'm going to put ex-murderer, but he used a dull axe. You know, stuff to see if they read those forms.
What would be funny is, they'd call you back and go, okay, when they murdered him, is it car related? I mean, axes are different, but if he used his car as a weapon...
Was it a sharp axe or what brand of axe?
Was he wanting full coverage or liability? Because let him know it's not liable for all his other things, just the car. All right. Let me think about the wiring again. Red went to black. Black went to black.
You know, when I ordered a bowl of spaghetti that time and put the sauce on it, that reminds me of that wiring.
The upshot is none of it's hanging down when it's
doesn't
upside
seem
down.
real bright.
Well, I made it. Didn't think it was going to be real bright, did you?
Well, when that light bulb went over his head, it was only a 3-watt bulb.
Just
You know,
like
when he had that idea
that one time.
at one time. Well, it was one time in a row there.
One time in a row.
Okay, the top looks pretty good.
I think it looks all right, and I think I wired it
I'm
correctly.
going to put the bowl on there next.
I think we should try it, because if I did something wrong, it'll be easier to get into without the stink bowl on it.
Okay.
Is that the proper name? Is that what we're going to call it? Stink
I don't
bowl?
know if you call it a stink bowl. In other words, we put odor-causing material in there to attract flies during the daytime. And then at night, we use just the light that attracts them. Nighttime bugs. And mosquitoes, by the way.
Which are notoriously scared at night.
I never heard of a fish say yum yum, but I believe it is yum.
I've seen them jump out of the water to get them and fight their friends and family over it. So they seem happy.
It can cause dissent in the family.
Family fish.
The fish family have problems sometimes.
Yeah,
Over bugs.
they get out of school.
I never saw bugs that advertising, but they seem to. All right. What are you doing there, Darren?
Well, we're using our official bug killing attachment.
Did that take you hours to build?
Well, the engineering took years, but actually the assembly wasn't that bad. We had a crack team of
It
experts.
resembles a garage door.
A lot of laymen think that. They don't see the brilliance that is Haley's number 7 bug holding killing machine.
It doesn't seem to be killing any flies or any light coming out of it.
Well, you're right.
See, folks, he does say I do things right occasionally.
Well, it's every now and then things slip. Speaking of, I think I heard it click.
I heard something.
Now we need to do our specialty handy dandy.
And it came on.
So it's dark enough. Awesome. I thought I was gonna have to. All right. Not too bad. There we go. What I did is I stopped it rattling so much. This won't be like this when we hang it. But if I take away the vibration a touch, it is running pretty quiet.
We're real close to it, folks, but out over the pond, it doesn't make any noise.
That's the problem. I was wondering what's the problem was.
The chain was loose. Okay.
Again, specialty bug holders available. They're quite pricey though. You almost think they're worth like what a garage door would
Why do you
run.
have to order them from the garage door place?
Well, we had it subdivided from them.
Okay, Darren, what are you doing now?
I am putting on our bowl that's going to hold our odiferous waste. Like that one?
It's,
Odiferous.
Stinky
I like that.
stuff.
Stinky stuff.
I like that.
Sounds a lot better than, what is that? That stinky stuff. But
I didn't know I had such a thick Southern accent till I went to New York City and I went into a McDonald's. They said, "Can you just talk?"
I didn't think so either. I thought, well, I don't even have an accent. You know, I knew a bunch of people growing up that had thicker accents than me. So I was like, I don't even think I have one. I forgot where I went, but they went, "Where are you from?" I'd say they had a Jersey accent. I can't do one, or I'd do that. But yeah, there were 2 Jersey people going, "Hey, Where are you from? I was like, what do you mean? Just talk. I was like, oh, I must have the next accent. And I was like, well, you guys talk.
You know, even young French children that can speak French.
Okay.
Yeah, Spanish can't be bad. Even small children can speak Spanish.
Yeah.
They're from Mexico, though.
All right. I'm going to set this up more level. More level. Level, maybe?
More
Maybe not
leveler.
levelist.
That sounds like a vine.
The most levelist.
Okay.
All right, so now I need to tighten this up.
Folks, it does look pretty good. This one is probably the best invention we ever did. It kills bugs. We're just making it better and better and better each time. Hopefully it's better this time. It doesn't cause trouble. Hopefully it doesn't melt the steel, you know?
I'm hoping not. All right, let's just try it.
Okay.
I'm gonna come over here while Dad gets in the danger zone.
Notice he made me do it. Now,
And when that first clicked and died, we had a little bit of problems. I thought I wired something up wrong. It's just how it starts.
and folks, the chain is making the noise.
Chain's making a noise, and I think I need to tighten up the bowl a touch or move the bowl a touch. There it is.
Tighten the deal that hooks on the motor. We never did do that.
No, we didn't. I bet that's another shake.
All righty. I think it'll work.